The NFL draft is officially here, and the stakes have never been higher for the San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, and the Washington Commanders. We are diving deep into the latest mock drafts and the high-pressure moves shaping the league as teams fight to secure their future stars. Get ready because the gridiron landscape is shifting, and we are breaking down every major prospect move you need to know.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Rumors are reaching a fever pitch tonight as the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs are reportedly eyeing a massive trade for Pro Bowl wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. With the Jacksonville Jaguars potentially dangling their star as trade bait, these Super Bowl contenders are positioning themselves to make a splash move in the opening round. We have the inside scoop on why these teams are desperate to land him before the clock runs out. All eyes are on General Manager John Lynch as the pressure mounts for the San Francisco 49ers to keep pace with the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. A fresh mock draft is putting the spotlight on critical needs from offensive line support to finding the next defensive spark plug to take the pressure off Nick Bosa. We are analyzing the top targets like Caden Proctor and Caleb Lamu that could define the next era of San Francisco football. From the potential acquisition of running back Robert Henry to secure Christian McCaffrey's future, to the search for the next George Kittle, the San Francisco 49ers are leaving no stone unturned in this draft cycle. We are breaking down every late-round gem and strategic pick that could secure a championship roster. If you want to stay ahead of every trade and selection, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for all the latest updates. Ever wonder what goes on behind the scenes of a mock draft? While the NFL world is buzzing about the 2026 class, we have to look past the surface and acknowledge the voices shaping these narratives. Today, we're diving into the analytical mind of Arati, a unique storyteller who traded a career in medicine and management to chase the grit of the gridiron. Think about it. 6 years of med school, 3 in management, yet the calling to write about football was just too loud to ignore. It's that same competitive fire she developed as a 4-year cricket team vice-captain that fuels her take on quarterback prospects for teams like the 49ers, Seahawks, and Commanders. Arati isn't just crunching stats. She's crafting human stories that stick. Whether she's deep in the sports pages of the Times of India or unwinding with a law and order mystery, she brings that sharp investigative lens to every mock draft she touches. If you appreciate a fresh perspective on the league, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about who gets drafted, it's about the soul of the game itself. What if I told you the biggest power move of the NFL draft isn't happening at the very top, but in the trenches of the late first round? Tonight, the landscape of the league could shift dramatically, and all eyes are suddenly locked on a surprise name hitting the trade block: Brian Thomas Jr. Rumors are swirling that the Jacksonville Jaguars are dangling their Pro Bowl receiver as bait to climb back into the first round, and honestly, it's a genius chess move that has contenders scrambling. Think about it. You have heavy hitters like the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs staring at picks 27 and 29, desperately needing an offensive spark. For Kansas City, adding Thomas could be the missing piece to reignite their dynasty to that vintage, unstoppable level we all remember. Then you look at San Francisco, with the Brandon Ayuk situation still looming like a dark cloud over the locker room. Bringing in a hungry, affordable talent like Thomas feels like the perfect insurance policy. While the Bills and Patriots are sniffing around, they seem more obsessed with the potential A.J. Brown sweepstakes, which honestly feels like a gamble compared to the immediate, locked-in value Thomas brings. After a rocky stint that just didn't click under Liam Cohen, Thomas is looking for a fresh start, and he's bringing a Pro Bowl resume and an incredibly team-friendly contract with him. So, do the Niners pull the trigger to secure their future, or do the Chiefs double down on their dominance? Drop a comment below and let me know. Which team would be the ultimate landing spot for Thomas? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with every twist and turn of this wild draft night. Because in the NFL, the best moves are often the ones you never see coming. Is the San Francisco 49ers championship window starting to crack? With the Seahawks and Rams getting aggressive in free agency, the pressure is squarely on GM John Lynch to nail this year's draft. Welcome back, guys. Today, we're breaking down a high-stakes mock draft that could redefine the future of the Niners. Let's dive straight into the trenches. First up, the offensive line. We know Trent Williams is a legend, but he's nearing the end of the road. While Alabama's Caden Proctor is the dream pick, keep your eyes on Utah's Caleb Lamu. He's a physical mauler who actually shares a hometown with Brock Purdy. Talk about a match made in heaven for chemistry. Now, what about the defense? We've all seen the vulnerability when Nick Bosa heads to the sideline. If the Niners want to restore that fear factor, Michigan's Derrick Moore is the high-upside pass rusher they desperately need. And if they want a Swiss Army knife for Raheem Morris's scheme, don't sleep on BYU's Jack Kelly. This kid has an endless motor and could be a total nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. But here's the twist. This mock draft suggests a trade to stockpile assets, and that's where things get interesting for the long term. We're talking about finding a successor for center Jake Brendel in Indiana's Pat Coogan, and finding a fresh set of legs to spell Christian McCaffrey in UTSA's Robert Henry. Henry is an elusive runner who, under the legendary tutelage of Bobby Turner, could become an absolute steal. Finally, looking for the next George Kittle. Keep tabs on Texas A&M's Nate Boerkircher. He's raw, but he's got the blocking grit the Niners crave. This roster is at a turning point. One bad draft could stall their momentum for years to come. What do you think, Niner gang? Would you trade away that first-round pick for more depth, or should they swing for the fences on a single star? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more deep-dive draft coverage. At the end of the day, championships aren't just won in the Super Bowl. They're built right here in the draft room. Catch you in the next one. Is the clock ticking on John Lynch? With the NFC West Arms race heating up, the San Francisco 49ers are at a crossroads, and all eyes are on the 27th overall pick. With the Seahawks and Rams making aggressive moves, the pressure is mounting for the Niners to nail this draft and keep their championship window wide open. Aaron Donald didn't mince words. This is a high-stakes draft that could define the next era of San Francisco football. So, who are the names you need to know? Let's break down the board. First up, we have to talk trenches. While Trent Williams is a legend, he isn't getting any younger, and the Niners desperately need a long-term successor at tackle. If Alabama's Caden Proctor is gone, look for Utah's Caleb Lamu. He's got that gritty, physical mauler mentality the team loves, and get this, he's from the same hometown as Brock Purdy. Maybe it's fate, right? Now, defense is where things get interesting. If the Niners want to stop relying solely on Nick Bosa to save the day, they need pass rush juice. Michigan's Derrick Moore is a raw, high-upside athlete who could bring that missing fear factor to the defensive front. And don't sleep on BYU's Jack Kelly. He's the kind of high-motor, hybrid defender who makes a defensive coordinator's life a whole lot easier. But here is the real kicker. This mock draft suggests a trade-down strategy to stockpile talent for the future. We're talking about targeting Indiana's Pat Coogan to eventually replace Jake Brendel at center, and bringing in UTSA's Robert Henry to take some of the workload off Christian McCaffrey. Think about it. McCaffrey is a machine, but you can't run him into the ground forever. Adding a dynamic back like Henry under the tutelage of legend Bobby Turner, that's a recipe for success. Finally, keep an eye on projects like Nate Boerkircher at tight end and Lorenzo Styles at corner. They might be developmental pieces today, but in the Niners system, they could be stars tomorrow. It's a bold strategy of balancing immediate depth with long-term security. What do you think? Should the Niners trade down to load up on depth, or stay at 27 and take a high-impact starter? Drop your draft predictions in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed for the latest updates as we approach the big day. In a league defined by inches, will this be the draft that keeps the Niners at the top of the mountain?